Hello everyone and welcome to the next in our series of daily origami for YouTube. Today we're going to continue our theme of making fun things for the holiday season, cool little boxes and bags and decorative items for the home. And today we're going to make a little star box. And this is nice because you can then slip something in there and have some kind of cute little decoration for the holidays. So I'm going to show you guys the dimensions really quick of what we need for the paper for this. You want to have something that is 17 by 24 centimeters, or along those same kinds of ratio of that. And you just need one sheet, and then we'll put it all together to make a cool little star. Now, this particular origami does work good if you have thicker paper. I think if you use really flimsy paper, it can be a little challenging. So we're going to try our best to do it with this origami paper, but it does get a little frustrating to try to make the form of the star, but we'll try our best here. So start off with our color side facing down. I'm just going to put some regular creases here, straight, horizontal, vertical creases so that I know where my center is. And a big part of what can help make this get put together good is making good creases that are accurate here in the beginning too. That's what kind of helps everything kind of come together good. So I've got those areas marked off. Now I'm going to take the bottom left corner and bring it right into the center, and then make a crease. Take the bottom right and pull it up right to the center, match up with that other point, and make a crease. Turn it around and do the same thing again on this side too. Bringing that bottom corner right up into that crosshairs. And take the other side too. Then I'm going to take and open up the top section here, fold the bottom part right on the center crease that I made. Now I want to just mark a little bit here where the center is of all of this, and I think it's fine to just go ahead and kind of fold things in half and give a little pinch just to get this little mark going. Later on, you may not want to see that so much, but keep everything snug in there when you do this though. Just give a little pinch to mark where the center is. And then we're just going to use that as a guide to take the bottom right side and pull it up, and you want to get that crease that's hiding back there to line up with the center crease that we just made. Make a little crease there. And then we'll do this side too. So we have something that looks like this. Then I'm going to open up both of these sides, and I'm going to reverse what I have here inside. So I'm going to kind of take everything and open it up, reverse this front part first, get it popped in there so that that's tucked behind. And do the same thing on this side too. So. Then I'm going to take the top part and fold down, and then fold on the other side too, just to get those creases really clear. And then we're going to tuck these inside. Now what I want to do for this first one, if you kind of open things up, you can see I want it to be in this crease that goes in this little pocket that's against this front flap. So I take the right part, make sure it's all the way tucked in there, lay it down flat. Turn things around just so it's a little easier to see. This time I want this flap to go into the farthest most pocket. So it's kind of back behind that little part back there. So just kind of slide this in there so that it gets tucked away good. Now there should be one of these sides that can then kind of pop open easily to serve as an entry into the inside of our little box that we've made here. And you can kind of choose which one of those is going to be the side. Any of these will work really. I think what works good when you're doing this is to go ahead and make sure that the other sides that you don't want to have open, that you can glue them down, because I think that helps make things easier when you're trying to pop everything open. It's just some kind of a preference that I've noticed as I've done stuff. So I'm, for example, going to keep this top upper right corner open a little. So, oh, sorry, you can tell that's the bottom where there's no opening. So I'm going to keep my top right open. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in here to kind of secure stuff a little bit better. And do that for my other sides too. And you could put double-sided tape or something too. Double-sided tape sometimes like kind of makes it a little too thick though. So I don't necessarily want to do that, but I'll just get so that I get these guys kind of just a little bit more kind of secured. I think it helps a little bit. And if you don't want it to be a box, you could secure off all the edges. It's kind of up to you if you're just using it for decoration. Now we're just going to go ahead and put the creases to help pop this out. And this is the part that could be a little tricky, but you do want to try your best to keep things between these 2 points as much as you can, regardless of what else is there in the way. Good crease going there. And then you want to go ahead and reverse it too, because we want it to go both ways so that it's easy to pop this out to create our star shape when we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and make the crease go both ways between those opposite corners. And then I'm just going to do that between all these corners here. We're going to make creases between each of these sides. Now they don't come to any point in the middle. You're just using those 2 points as your guide as you do this. Good crease there. Open it up and then go the other way too. Getting kind of these 2 going here, and just kind of work your way around until you've done all 5 of these creases for the 5 points of the star. It can be a little tricky, but you want to try your best to get really good creases, because that's what's just going to make it so much easier to pop open later. And it can be a little frustrating because I know sometimes it just doesn't quite work the way you want it to, but this does take a little bit of practice to get used to how to do. Okay. Just keep working my way around here. All 5 of these done. And some of those creases are hard because there's a lot of paper underneath there. Don't worry about that though, just do your best to make a good crease. Okay, so I've got a nice little star now going between those, and the creases should be going every which way so that you can get, you know, good easy going crease for the mountain crease on this side, and then flip it over and you should be able to have the same thing going this way too. Now the last section of creases that I'm going to make, I have one already here because of my center. I want to make sure I have a crease right at the bottom, and you could do that by just bringing these 2 tips together and making a crease that goes right up into that crevice. Doesn't need to go beyond this point here. So we're just kind of bringing these 2 sides together and then just making a good crease that goes right up into that little crevice area. And I'm going to do this for all 5 of these sides and then reverse it to the other way, just so that we have it going both ways. And that will give us all the creases we need to make the box. Flip it over, make sure it goes the other way too. So we've got all those creases now, and then we should still have that one side that doesn't have any like opening to it, and that's the one side that's the easiest to kind of work with here. You want to just try to kind of open things up a little bit from that part where you popped open and put a little pressure on that part until you can get it to pop down into the creases we've made to make a nice edge for our star. And you want to kind of keep things in there as flat as you can and deep into that crevices that we made to give us our finished side here. And I'm just going to go around and try to do that for the other sides, and you'll see that's why it was kind of good to kind of glue that one side together when you're not using it, because it helps keep those sides together and keep everything a little easier. If you hadn't have glued this, these sections do tend to kind of pop open. You can see that on this one here. This part pops open here and here. It makes it kind of messy, I think, so it's kind of nice to kind of glue it and keep it secured. And I can do these other sides, and then I have the one part that I've opened because I want to use it as a box. Now if you didn't have that part that's open, you could have glued all 5 sides, or the remaining 4 I should say, to make it a little easier. Now this one didn't get glued down good. Let me make sure it's glued down good here. Looks like I missed it. Just kind of keeps things a little cleaner. Should make it a little easier to pop down then into the crevice of what we're working with. And that gives you then those 4 sides that are easily formed. And then this last part, like I said, this is the part where you can put any gift in there if you want, and then you just pop down the sides. To try to finish things off here. And that's like where your opening is for your box. And that gives you a cute little star shape little box for this Christmas season. And that gives you sort of the finished idea there. Let me tell you guys kind of the dimensions here. This is of course a star shape, so it's a little hard to see. But I'd say, you know, it's about 8 or 9 centimeters across. And the depth right here is about 4 centimeters deep. Kind of give you a finished little star, which is our finished project for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.